Well, for more on these talks, Ahmad Murid Partaw, a former senior national representative of Afghanistan to U.S. Central Command, joined us now from Tampa, Florida. Good to speak to you. So the two-day meeting in Russia was between the Taliban and mainly the opposition. Well, why is the government not there? I mean, without them, can anything really be solved?
Well, I mean, the Taliban, it seems that the Taliban are getting what they have always wanted, not talking to the government, but talking to the opposition forces, as well as the U.S. government. The fact that the Taliban are not ready to talk with the Afghan government is that currently they don't see the current political order in Kabul as legitimate. So therefore, they are not ready to talk. But they have shown willingness to talk to the opposition forces, those who are in Afghanistan.
But can any steps really be taken without the government being at that table?
I think it's a significant move and good development that the Taliban, for the first time, were able to meet and talk face to face with some of the former leaders whom they had fought during their rule in 1990s. It's in that sense, it's a very good development. But however, as you mentioned, the Afghan government still, as the body which has the executive power, remains critical, and they have to talk to the Afghan government eventually. I mean, there will not be any significant breakthrough without the inclusion of the Afghan government. But right now, this move
so you're saying eventually they will need to. Eventually, they will need to get involved. You're calling it a significant step. But yes, while they were at that table, though, two big attacks happened on the same day.
Yes, so they have adopted a strategy of talk and fight. They are fighting tenaciously across Afghanistan. And they know that the Afghan government is under pressure. The U.S. is exhausted from this war. So it seems that that they are having the upper hand right now in these talks. If the conditions are right, they may talk. They may talk with the Afghan government in the future. But as of now, they are determined to resolve their differences with the United States, which remains a critical party to this conflict.
And also, Trump is saying leaving some troops behind, but Taliban is saying a fruitful peace process is not possible without the complete removal. What about the security of civilians? Is that really possible if you take the troops out of the, for example, in Iraq?
Well, in Afghanistan, if you take out the troops, that will put the Afghan National Security Forces under a lot of pressure and restraint, which they are right now because of the insurgency. Eventually, I think the U.S. Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad has been offering them that we are ready, to take out some 7,000 of our troops, as a condition to start the dialogue. I think they will. There will be a withdrawal, at least for some troops, to kickstart the process. But the fact is that Afghanistan still remains a critical, place. There are other numerous terrorist groups, functioning under the umbrella of the Taliban, and the U.S. will have some troops in the future. Even if there is a political settlement, the U.S. will have some counterterrorism troops, as President Trump mentioned in his State of the Union last night.
Well, we have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for that insight, Ahmad Murid Partaw.